Good evening. Welcome to my time. UC Davis Integrative Medicine's Gentle Yoga class. I'm Maureen, your host this evening. I'm glad to see you joining me. I just remind you I have the chat open. If at any point you want to put something into chat, I get to see it in a little bit in advance. And now I'm going to push this aside and we'll get ready for our class this evening. I was thinking about doing yoga in the house and how when you're in your own home, there can be a lot of distractions around. So I just encourage you to perhaps dim the lights a little bit in your space and try and turn away from the distractions of the things around you as much as you can. And you might consider, as the weather gets better, taking your iPhone or something outside, putting in your AirPods and doing practice in nature. We'll see if we can do that a little bit later as the days get longer. So at this point, please find a comfortable spot on your mat to sit and start to feel the body landing here on your mat, the spine getting tall. Take a big breath in and closing your eyes and gently letting your attention settle in the body a bit. And drinking in a nice full breath. And a slow, long exhale. As you're having these fuller breaths, I'm going to encourage you to bring to mind that image of a butterfly. And just sensing the butterfly fluttering up with the in-breath. And then on the exhale, perhaps landing somewhere in the garden and settling down. And on the inhale, fluttering up again to explore. Feel the lightness. And on the exhale, landing again. And just following that image for 3 to 5 breaths. And perhaps noticing a little bit of the movement in the shoulders, and the chest and the abdomen. Finishing the breath that you're on and taking one more of these nice full breaths and letting the exhale be complete. And then as you return to the natural breath, bringing the attention over the heart, just checking in with the emotional body. And I'm going to invite you to say the words, welcome home. So often throughout the day, our mind is pressing into the future and all the things we have to do. This is a moment of turning more inward and just using that phrase, welcome home, coming home to your breath and to this moment of your life. And then I invite you to set an intention for your practice. This week, my intention has been to bring my attention into the muscles and notice the joy in movement, the joy in the body. As you move and feel the different experiences of moving the body, the physical body. So finding joy in my practice. Feel the spine get a little bit taller. And then gently drop the chin towards the chest and lengthen out the back of the neck just a bit. Rolling it a little bit side to side. Roll the shoulders forward up towards the ears and land them on the back. Feel the spine get tall right through the crown of the head. And then turning your head off to the left and leaning the right shoulder away from the ear as the ear and chin lean away from that right shoulder. Inhale, bringing the spine to tallness, and then switching to the other side. Dropping the left shoulder back and away as you reach away from it with the chin and the ear. Then coming back to center and just roll the shoulders 2 or 3 times as you wake up the shoulders, landing the shoulder blades down the back. And then bring the hands to Namaste right in front of the heart, pressing the palms together and feeling the pressure of the palms equalizing. Exhale here. Inhale, bring the elbows together and bloom the hands in a flower and take a big breath into the back body. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale as you pull the elbows back, fill the chest. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale, bloom. Exhale, down. Inhale back. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale, lotus. Exhale, down. Inhale, pull the elbows back, fill the chest. Exhale, coming home. Inhale, reach it up, fill the back. Exhale, down. Inhale, pull the elbows back. Exhale, home. Reach the arms out into a T and exhale the thumbs back. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Inhale forward, exhale back. Letting the arms just float back and forth for a few times. Drawing those shoulder blades together and opening up the front of the shoulders. Bring the right hand to the mat as the left hand sweeps over, side bend. Inhale and sweep through the center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, coming through center, and this time roll your heart more towards the mat. And then take a big breath in as you look up at the sky. And exhale as you come through the center and drop that hand for a side bend and roll the heart towards the earth. Inhale, gaze at the sky. And then inhale through the center, reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, twist off to the right. Inhale high. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, twist. Inhale and reach the back arm up to the sky and slowly fold forward. Feel that stretch on the back body. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach the back arm up. Exhale, float it forward. And then coming back to your seated posture, taking a moment just to kind of notice how the body feels as you've been in this posture, warming up the spine and the arms. We'll come over onto our hands and knees for a little cat-cow. Begin to bring that energy into the spine. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Try and level out your table a little bit to begin with. And then taking your cat-cow. So on Vidyalasana or cow posture, the tailbone rises up. The inner thighs even spin a little bit to the back. Then on the exhale, the spine arches up like the angry cat, Marjariasana. Inhale and exhale. Really beginning to move the whole spine from the neck right down to the tailbone. Take the pace that works for you and breathe with it. if you'd like to, take the spine out to the side in a C spine. So look over towards the heel on one side and then towards the other. And then finishing the cycle you're on and taking one more and settling yourself in table. Press the right heel back, the left thumb to the sky, reaching out nice and long, a little lift in the thumb and the heel. Exhale, lengthen it out, scoop the navel in, big inhale, scoop the belly in, one more inhale, and in. Bring the hand down, the ball of the foot down, and take that calf stretch, lengthening out the back of that leg and the foot. All of that can get kind of tired from being in a shoe or in a seated position all day. Coming to the other side, push the left heel out, and then feel the length of the body reaching through the right arm. Keep your neck long, don't let the head come down. Keep the gaze right over the front of the mat. Inhale and lift a little. Exhale, scoop the navel in. Inhale strong and lengthen. Big breath. And release the right hand and the ball of the left foot. Take the calf stretch, the sole of the foot stretch. Let it feel good. And then walk the hands, one hand print forward. And then squeeze your glutes. As you do that, open up the front of the hips. Lift the heart up. Feel that. And then exhale, push the tailbone back. Reach the fingers forward. Lengthen out from fingertips to tailbone. Inhale, float forward to your plank. And glide just a bit in your plank. Make sure to hold the weight of the body on the thumb and first finger, the base of that. Exhale, push it up to down dog. And let's pause a moment in our down dog, kind of talking about that posture. Our hands and our feet are pretty much in one line of traffic each. You want to have the hands spread with the fingers spread wide and the weight of the body on the front part of your hands at the base of the thumb. Let the ears rest between the biceps and the chest push towards the thighs. You can bring some softness to the knees if you're feeling tightness in your hamstrings, and then you can slowly pedal them out, pushing the heels down towards the earth as you lengthen out the back of the legs. If you feel your energy coming too much forward, then soften the knees. Bring your chest back towards your thighs. On the next inhale, look between the thumbs and then walk the hands and feet towards each other till you come towards a forward fold. You can rest your hands on the block or on the earth with soft knees. Inhale to a halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine now. Feel the inner thighs spinning a bit to the back wall. Exhale and soften. Inhale, half lift. Staying in a half lift, fill the belly. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale, fill. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down towards the tailbone. Push the crown out. One more big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Squeeze your glutes as you reach up to the sky. Maybe back bend and release. And then we'll come into a bit of a mountain posture as we explore a balance posture called eagle. And with eagle, we're going to have the one leg cross over, the other leg, and that same arm on the same side goes underneath. Okay, so we'll practice first a little bit with the arms. So bring your left arm underneath your right. Elbows are nesting. And then if you can, interlace the hands so the palms come together. But sometimes you can just interlace your thumbs, whatever works for you. And then once you have eagle arms, you're taking the breath into the back body. Filling it in. And then we'll exhale as we draw the elbows down a little bit and release. Unwind the arms. And the other way, left arm under, the right arm under the left. Bring them into eagle arms, and you can lift the arms up a little bit and down. And unwind. Okay, now we're going to add the legs in. So bring all your weight to your right leg. Lift the left leg up and over like you're crossing your legs, and you can twist them twice if you'd like to. And then that same side, bring the arms under. And then take a good breath in and lift up just a bit. Exhale, bring your elbows and knees towards each other. Inhale, lift. And unfold. And release. And we'll take it on the other side, bringing all the weight to the left leg. Cross the right leg over. On this side, I don't think I can get in there twice, so we'll just do one twist. Bring in the arms. Breathe into the back body. Exhale, elbows towards the knees. Inhale up. And unwind. We'll do it one more time on each side. Weight to the foot and lightly wrap into your eagle. Take a big breath in. Drop the elbows and knees together. Inhale, release. Other side. Big breath. Exhale. Inhale, release. And then just shake out anywhere where there's tension. Sometimes we develop tension as we're holding different postures. If that happens, make sure and be kind to those muscles and let them go a little bit. And then come into your mountain posture. Let your attention and your weight settle in your heels. Feel the body getting tall. Push the heels away from each other so you start to feel the energy in your legs, your connection and grounding with the earth. Inhale, let the arms come up by the ears. Take your right wrist into your left hand. Exhale into a side bend. Inhale through center and switch. Exhale, side bend. Inhale and side bend. Inhale and side bend. Inhale, reaching tall and floating it down, swan diving all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and take a block with you as you step the right foot back 3/4 of a step, so not a full step. Bring the block to the inside of the left foot. I'm going to take pyramid pose. So begin with the left hip. Draw the left hip back, a nice straight left leg. You're going to feel the stretch in the back of the left leg. And I like to use the block to keep my back flat and still have something to rest my hands on. You can rest on your shin if you don't have a block. Draw the shoulder blades down, the crown reaches forward. This is 2 lanes of traffic, both heels at 6 o'clock. And then slowly bring your heart towards your knee. Use the exhales. This intensifies the stretch in the back of the left leg. After your third exhale, soften the left knee, set the block aside, and bring the right knee down to the mat, untucking the toes, and reaching up into your low lunge. And we use that to open up the front of the right hip flexor. Modified warrior 1. Exhale and bring the hands down to the inside of your left foot. And reach the right hand back on the sacrum. And then just roll that right shoulder open. Do the best you can to turn your heart to the right. Bring the right hand down, tuck the back toes, and let the left hand go to the sky for your dragonfly twist. Taking the twist now towards the knee. 3 breaths. Bring the left hand down and step the left foot back for your plank. And glide a moment in your plank, and then take your flow, or skipping flow is always an option. You can just push back to child's pose, or bring the knees down, the chest and chin, elbows in. Inhale, roll the heart up, cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. Now we're going to inhale the right heel up. And on the exhale, bring that right knee right behind the right wrist. And as you do that, I like to sweep the right shin forward, parallel with the front edge of the mat as much as possible. And then I like to bring a block here into my right hand. That helps me support my weight a little bit on the right side and helps me get a good stretch in my outer right hip. It's important to play with the posture a little bit to see what works for you. I have noticed that my hips tend to be a little less external rotation than a lot of other people's, so you may express this, this stretch a little bit differently. And lifting the heart, I know some people do sleeping pigeon, but I find it more useful to do a lifted heart. 1 or 2 breaths here. Keeping the ankle flexed. And then setting your block aside, frame out your hands, and let your right foot sweep back up to the sky, lengthen out that leg. Some circles with the ankle, one way or the other. Then let's bend our knee and stack the hips in a fire hydrant pose for a moment. And then lengthen out again and bring that foot between the hands. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. Then let's move to the other side. And take our movements over here on the other side of our body. Finding your mountain posture, feeling that tallness in the spine. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, and the pyramid posture on the side left. So stepping about a 3/4 stride back. Place the block on the inside of the right foot, and then begin to focus on that right leg, lengthening that right hip back. The back of the leg gets a stretch. And then after you've gotten the heel well down to the floor, the hip back, and then lengthen out from the spine, the tailbone to the crown. And slowly let yourself fold heart towards the knee. And this is a perfect time to use a chair if you have a chair or table nearby to help support you as you fold into that stretch. Breathing with it for 3, 2, and 1 more. Setting the block aside and bringing the left knee down to the mat and sweeping up in that modified warrior 1, letting your hips sink forward towards the right heel. Bring the hands down to the inside of that right foot. Take the left hand on the sacrum and rotate the heart towards the left. This is kind of challenging because there isn't a lot of movement here. But we're just doing our best to kind of get a gentle twist in the spine. Then bringing the left hand down, tuck the back toes, And coming into your dragonfly twist. You can imagine the wings of the dragonfly are your arms. Draw the back kneecap up for 3 breaths. 2 more. And 1 more. And bring the hand down and step back to your plank. Always an option to go directly to child's pose or float in your plank. Hips are just a little bit lifted. Don't want to have any discomfort in the low back. Bring your knees down, your elbows in, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Push the hips back and up, down dog. Inhale, the left foot comes up, bend the knees, stack the hips. Exhale, the left knee behind the left wrist. We're going to come into a pigeon. So I bring my block over to rest my hand on, and then I move that left shin forward till it's parallel with the front edge of the mat. And in this side, I like to tuck my back toes to get that stretch in the outer left hip. Breathing for 3, 2, 1 more. And then framing out the hands, letting the left foot come up to the sky. A few little circles with the ankle. Then on the exhale, bringing the left foot forward between the hands. And with the next exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. Let's take a little empty coat sleeves there, letting the tension drift out of the body. And gently find your way back to your mountain posture. We'll take a B series now, a B Sari Namaskara, or sun salutation. If you're used to hearing the Sanskrit words, it can be kind of fun to hear those words in practice. Settle into your mountain posture. Feel the joints stacking, the heart lifting, and bringing in that Ujjayi or victorious breath to help you settle. Just feeling at the top of the throat, just a tiny smile. Little softness in the knees and in the hips as your hands come back behind you. And then on the next breath, bring the hands up alongside the ears, the heart lifted, coming in Utkatasana, chair pose. 3, 2, and with the next breath, exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and step back for your plank posture. Coming into plank for a breath or 2. And then floating down, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. I like to sometimes sway my hips left and right in down dog just to stretch out the side body right from the underarm all the way to the hip. Inhale, lift your left foot, and on the exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Starting here in our runner's lunge, keep the right hand down, sweep the left hand to the sky. Taking that twist. And then as you bring your left hand down, we're going to come up to crescent lunge. So some of you have shared with me how challenging this can be. So start by holding a focus point, someplace where your eyes, your drishti point is. Look closely at that. Then begin to think about your legs and your 2 feet pushing away from each other as you rise up. And last, add the arms coming up to the sky. Draw that back kneecap up. The more you push your feet away, the sturdier you tend to feel. Breathing for 3 in crescent lunge. Back heel lifted. 2. And last one. Drop the back heel, coming to warrior 1. Option for temple fingers and a lifted heart. The toes on the back foot are now coming to about 2 o'clock on the clock. Still 2 lanes of traffic and the hips are forward. Keep the left knee right over the ankle. Bring the attention to the breath in the belly. Fill it up. One more big breath. And let it go. Release the hands and bring the left elbow to the left knee. Then take the back toes and turn them to 3 o'clock. And let your front heel intersect the back arch. So you're coming to 1 lane of traffic and now the hips are turning to the side. Reach the arm up for extended side angle. Let it come over the ear. Inhale as you sweep it to the thigh. Exhale, reach it over the ear. One more time, down to the thigh. Exhale. Reach it up to the sky and now float into warrior 2, lifting the bottom arm, letting the arms come parallel to the earth. Gaze over the fingertips. Make sure that front knee stays in line with the second toe of the foot. Breathing here now, fill the belly. Exhale, squeeze it in and draw the pelvic floor in as you do. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Beautiful job. Let's move to warrior, reverse warrior. Turn that front hand, palm up, and come with it up to the sky as the back hand reaches for the earth. Breathing 3, 2, 1. Letting the hips sink just a little bit if that's available to you. You might feel a little burn in that front thigh. And then draw the hips back, straighten that front knee. We're coming to reverse triangle, this is called. A little bit of a rest on that front thigh for a couple breaths. Keep drawing the left hip back. And this can be a balance challenge in itself, just having your gaze up at the sky. Now switching the arms, so the base of your triangle stays the same, and now we're going to come into Triconasana or triangle posture. So bring the bottom hand, the left hand down to the inner calf and the right hand up to the sky. And it's okay if your triangle looks more like this, where it's on the inner thigh or inner calf. And some people like to go nice and low, whatever works for you. You don't want to over-compromise the side body coming into the thigh. So whatever feels comfortable for you, and your heart can still remain open to the side. 3 breaths. One more. And gently let the hands come down to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And then take your flow or skip and meet me in down dog. And taking 2 or 3 breaths here in down dog. Inhale the right foot up. And on the exhale, bring it between the hands. And when you're ready, dragonfly twist. Let the right hand reach up to the sky. Keep that back kneecap drawn up for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand down. Push the feet apart as you hold your focus point. Option to always use a chair or other device to help you rise. Coming up to your crescent lunge, heel lifted, 3. Let the hips sink, 2. Knee over the toe. Let the back heel drop. Option for temple fingers, lift the heart. Warrior one. Breathing. One more breath. Release the hands. Bring the right elbow to the right knee. Back toes to 9 o'clock. So turn that. And then just bring the heel back far enough so that the front heel is intersecting the back arch. That gets you into your warrior two alignment. Hips are side facing. Reach that left arm up and over the ear. Big inhale here. Exhale. And then sweep it down to the thigh as you breathe in. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Once again. And down. Reach up to the sky. Float it up. Warrior two. Arms parallel. Gaze over that front finger. And breathing. Now, what often happens to us in Warrior Two is the back arm drifts down. So just take a moment to feel the back arm and see if you can get it level and parallel with the front arm. One more big breath in the belly. Exhale, draw the navel in and the pelvic floor in. Rotate the front hand, palm up, and come to your reverse warrior. Breathing here as you settle, lengthen the neck. One more breath. Let the hips sink just a bit. Reverse triangle here. Draw that right hip way back. Two more breaths. Keeping the footing the same, gently rotate the arms. Triconasana. For 3, 2, one more breath. And release, taking the left hand down to the mat. Frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet your left. And taking a little bit of a plank here. And then floating through your flow. We all meet in down dog. 3 to 5 breaths here. Can always come back to child's pose if this feels like a better rest for you. And then looking between your thumbs, walk or hop the feet forward, coming to forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And heel toe your feet just a little bit further apart. So you lower your hips, bend your knees, and bring yourself to prayer in a chair. Then drop the right elbow inside of the right knee as you turn the heart to the side. Let the right hand go to the sky, to the earth, and the left hand to the sky. And just see how low you can get your hips as you're opening in that twist. Breathing. Come back to prayer in a chair and switch sides. Right hand goes up to the sky. Breathing. Bring the hands back to prayer in a chair. Let your hips be low. And then splash it up. And release. All right. Woo, that's a bit intense, isn't it? Those chair poses. Coming back now to your top of your mat. Settling in your mountain and finding a few breaths. Attention over the heart. Inhale and rise to tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back to your plank again. Just glide in plank with the hips lifted just a little bit. We want the low back comfortable. And then bring your knees down and your elbows right where your hands were. And then lower the body, coming forward in what's called a Sphinx Posture. So the heart is lifted. And we want the thoracic spine, where your ribs are attached, to get a little bit of a curve or back bend here. So try not to get it in the low back, but more in the thoracic spine. And then let's release out to the seal posture. So your hands go out at 45 and the heart comes down a little bit. Let the neck be long and comfortable. With each breath, inhale and use the back muscles to support you as you lift up just a bit. Think of yourself like a seal on the beach. It's kind of a fun image in the body. Breathe it up, maybe one more little inch or two forward as you bring the heart up a little more. And then when you're ready, tuck back into your Sphinx posture where you draw your forearms back and the heart forward between the biceps. A breath or two here. Bring the the hands together as the forearms are pressing into the mat. Lift your hips, you're still on your knees. Tuck the toes. Option to float into a forearm plank, and we'll breathe here. Try and quiet the mind, just letting the neck be long. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring your knees down and press your hips back. Perhaps your forehead can come to the mat or block. Resting here for a few breaths. Continuing to rest there or floating back into your forearm plank, lifting the hips just a bit. Taking 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring the knees down, bring the hips down, and fold the hands underneath the forehead, bringing the forehead to the mat. Bend the knees and rock the heels left and right, letting go. Letting go. Metaphorically, there's always something to let go of, isn't there? Planting your hands underneath the shoulder points and then walking your knees between the hands. As you come into a seated posture, bring the feet forward. And then slowly let yourself unwind onto the mat, reclining back. And we'll take and make our hands into kind of a triangle and place that right underneath the sacrum, giving it just a little bit of support there. Then push the feet out to 45 degrees and then sweep them over to the side and then make a big smile with your feet as your feet sweep from side to side. Inhale one way and exhale the other. Gently moving them, keeping the low back tight to the earth. As you sweep and breathe, sweep and breathe. One more time. And bring the knees into the chest and just rock them a moment on your back. Bring your heels down to the earth and we'll take a bridge. Roll the shoulders under just a bit. And if you have a block, feel free to use it now by placing it right between the knees. This can be a great way to do a bridge. Tuck the tailbone a little bit and press up through the front of the hips. Push the knees together to really grip the block. Roll the shoulders under a bit. Press into the heels. And let the shoulder points push away from the knees. Let the arms be like limp noodles alongside the body. Breathing for 3. Squeeze the pelvic floor for 2. One more big breath. And gently roll it down. Take the block and move it between the feet if that's available to you. This is kind of a fun little game we sometimes play of passing the block. Arms and feet reach up to the sky. Inhale as you open and squeeze the glutes as you lower the heels. And then exhale as you bring the block back up to switch it to the hands, passing the block. Inhale, open. Exhale, back to the feet. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Couple more times. And one more. Releasing the block to the side. Dropping the heels. Roll the shoulders under. And roll up into your bridge. Let your fingertips reach for your heels. And almost resting in your bridge for 3, 2, 1. And unwind the spine, and this time as you do so, bring your block. Slide it right under the sacrum. And let's begin to move into our lovely restorative postures like legs up the wall. Bring the knees in and let the heels rise up to the sky. Just feel that kind of lightness that happens in the legs. The legs float up. And then let the heels drift apart if they feels good to the inner thighs or the legs to stretch apart a little bit. Just let your legs dangle into the sky. And then bringing them back together. Bring that left knee in towards the chest as you let the right heel go long and kind of open up the front of the right hip. Walk your hands up the back of the left leg. Get a good stretch on that back of leg. Then bringing the left ankle over the right knee for eye of the needle or the number 4 posture. So your hands are behind the back of the right thigh and your left elbow is into the left thigh. Keep the left ankle flexed and gently bring that right thigh towards the chest. Breathing with that stretch. And releasing the left ankle, bring the right knee in, let the left heel go long, opening the hip flexor on the left. Walk the hands up the back of the leg, take a stretch on the back of the right leg. And then bring the right ankle across the left knee, hands behind it for eye of the needle. Right elbow into the right thigh, right ankle flexed. Draw the left knee in. couple breaths here in this stretch. And gently releasing the feet back to the mat. Bridge up a bit. Take your block out from underneath you. Heel toe the feet out to the width of the mat till the toes curl over the edge. And then gently let the knees windshield wiper back and forth. When you're ready, let them both fall off to the right. Reach the arms up over your head and gently bring both hands and arms over to the left. So you're kind of opening up the right side body. And gazes to the left. And then gently bringing the knees up and letting them windshield wiper again. And this time drifting off to the left. The hands overhead. And draw both elbows, arms, hands off to the right with the gaze. And breathing with that. And then when you're ready, begin to unwind the body. Coming into your Shavasana posture, our final resting posture. Letting the arms and legs be just a bit away from the center of the body. Letting the body be comfortable. Maybe this is the time you dim the lights even further in your room. And then you settle down here into a quieting space. Letting the spine be long and the body heavy. Feel the weight of the back of the head resting on the mat and the shoulders drifting away from the ears. From the shoulders, bring yourself through the elbows, the wrists, and the hands, letting them be heavy. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, really let those arms wilt right down to the earth. And coming to the hip points and the pelvic bowl where it rests against the earth, heavy. Seeing if you can let go just a bit more. From the hips to the knees, and the knees to the ankles, and through the feet. Drink a breath in. Exhale, hips to heels, heavy. Feel the back resting against the earth. Feel the breath in the front body. Let the face be soft. Letting go of any tension you find in the body. Nothing to do, no place to go, no one to be but who you are already. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. beginning to deepen your breath just a bit. Perhaps drawing your arms across your chest in a bit of a hug. And when you're ready, bringing your knees into the chest, crossing your ankles, and letting your hips rock a little bit left and right. Then when you're ready, taking your time, but joining me in a seated posture. And we'll close our practice time together. Thank you, friends, for joining me on this Thursday night practice. Settling ourselves for a little while on the mat to care for our bodies. And you take a bit with you into your evening and into your week. Many blessings. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, and I hope you have a beautiful week.